Millions try intermittent fasting to burn fat and boost their health span, but few realize the real secret is not calories, it is insulin. Most guides confuse, not clarify. The fasting drink list cuts the noise. Every beverage comes down to one biological mechanism. Will it raise insulin enough to shift your body out of fat burning? If you think water, coffee, or even zero sugar drinks are always safe, the truth is sharper. Here's the simple filter that makes confident fasting decisions automatic. Insulin acts as the body's metabolic switch. When insulin is high, the body stores energy. When it is low, fat burning is unlocked. This is the core reason why fasting works for weight loss and metabolic health. Instead of tracking every calorie or worrying about tiny details, the most reliable way to decide what you can drink during a fast is to ask one question. Will this drink raise my insulin enough to interrupt fat burning? Insulin's role is simple, but powerful. After eating or drinking anything with calories, especially sugar or protein, insulin rises. That rise tells your body to store energy and stop using fat for fuel. Only when insulin drops low do you gain access to your fat stores. Decades of research have shown that this is the real lever for health span, not just the number of calories you consume. In fact, 70 to 80% of people who stick with intermittent fasting say that using insulin as their decision filter makes the process easier and more sustainable than counting calories or macros. Clinicians who guide patients through fasting keep their advice direct. Dr. Eric Berg, a prominent educator in this field, says the goal is to avoid anything that spikes glucose or insulin, and that water, black coffee, and tea keep you in fat-burning mode. The simplicity of this rule cuts through the noise and conflicting advice that often paralyzes people trying to fast for better health. The practical benefit goes beyond weight loss. Keeping insulin low during fasting improves energy, stability, helps maintain muscle, and supports a steady mood. It also reduces the risk of insulin resistance, a key driver of metabolic slowdown as people age. For adults in midlife, these effects translate into more predictable results and less frustration with stubborn weight or sluggishness. To make every fasting decision automatic, use this single filter. Does this drink meaningfully raise insulin? If the answer is no, it is safe for your fast. If the answer is yes, even if calories are low, it can interrupt fat burning. This guiding question brings clarity to every beverage choice, turning a confusing list of rules into one clear mental checklist. The next step is to see how this filter sorts the most common drinks into 3 simple categories. Yes, plain water, whether still, mineral, or sparkling, is the foundation of fasting hydration. It contains 0 calories and has no effect on insulin levels, so the body stays in fat-burning mode. Most adults need 20 to 30% more water during fasting because the body releases stored water as insulin drops. Drink as much plain or mineral water as you like. This is the safest, most reliable way to stay hydrated without breaking your fast. Yes, unsweetened sparkling water is also allowed. The carbonation may help curb hunger for some people by creating a sense of fullness in the stomach. As long as there are no added flavors, sugars, or sweeteners, sparkling water does not raise insulin or interrupt fat burning. Use it as a change of pace if plain water feels monotonous. Yes, diluted apple cider vinegar or lemon water can be used in moderation. Adding 1 to 2 teaspoons of apple cider vinegar or a squeeze of fresh lemon to a large glass of water provides flavor with negligible calories. Acetic acid in vinegar has been shown to help suppress appetite and may support stable blood sugar. The small amount of citric acid from lemon is not enough to impact insulin for most people. These options are especially helpful if you struggle with cravings or want a bit of variety, but keep portions modest to avoid unnecessary acid on your teeth. Yes, Black coffee is a favorite for many during fasting windows. With zero sugar or cream, black coffee does not raise insulin and may even help mobilize fat stores thanks to caffeine's effect on metabolism. However, more is not always better. Experts recommend keeping caffeine intake under 400 milligrams per day, about 3 to 4 regular cups, to avoid sleep disruption, jitters, or blood pressure spikes. Use black coffee as a tool for alertness and appetite control, but do not rely on it as your main source of hydration. Yes, unsweetened teas, including green, black, and most herbal blends, are also safe. Like coffee, tea contains virtually no calories and does not increase insulin. Some teas, such as green tea, offer antioxidants and may further support metabolic health. Choose plain, unflavored varieties and avoid any added sweeteners or cream. Unsweetened tea is a gentle option for those sensitive to caffeine, and herbal teas can be enjoyed throughout the day or evening. All of these yes drinks keep insulin low and fat burning steady. Use them freely to maintain hydration, curb hunger, and add variety to your fasting routine. Remember, the simplest approach is often the most effective. If it is plain, unsweetened, and calorie-free, it is a safe bet for your fast. Maybe. Pure fat drinks like bulletproof coffee and coffee with a splash of heavy cream sit in the middle ground. They do not spike insulin the way sugar or protein does, so fat burning technically continues. But there is a trade-off. These drinks come with calories, usually 200 to 400 calories for bulletproof coffee, and about 50 calories or less for under 1 tablespoon of heavy cream. When you add fat to your coffee, your body burns that dietary fat first, instead of dipping into your stored reserves. For some, this helps control hunger and makes fasting feel less stressful, especially on longer or more demanding days. For others, it can slow down weight loss or interrupt the deeper cellular cleanup known as autophagy. Nutrition researcher Dr. Jason Fung sums it up. If your main goal is to lose body fat, keep it pure. If you need help sticking to your fast, a little fat in your coffee is a tool, not a free pass. Use these options if they help you stay consistent, but remember the biological cost. Calories count, even when insulin stays low. Milk is excluded from fasting windows. Its lactose content, about 12 grams of sugar in a standard glass, raises insulin quickly, halting fat burning and interrupting fasting benefits. Coconut water, often seen as healthy, carries 6 to 9 grams of sugar per 8 ounces, enough to break a fast and shift the body out of fat burning mode. Bone broth, though valued for electrolytes, contains around 10 grams of protein per cup. That protein triggers an insulin release and stops autophagy, the cell cleaning process central to fasting's metabolic effects. Diet sodas, despite lacking sugar, pose their own risks. Artificial sweeteners, like aspartame or sucralose, may increase appetite or disrupt insulin sensitivity, complicating efforts to maintain a strict fast. Alcohol, even in small amounts, forces the liver to prioritize detoxification over fat burning, stalling metabolic progress and affecting blood sugar control. Each of these drinks interferes with the core mechanism of fasting, keeping insulin low and fat burning steady. For a strict fast, these are clear exclusions until the eating window opens. Most flavored electrolyte powders, even those labeled zero sugar, carry a hidden risk for fasting. Many brands use maltodextrin as a carrier in their natural flavors, and maltodextrin is a fast-digesting carbohydrate with a glycemic index higher than table sugar. Because United States labeling laws allow anything under half a gram per serving to be rounded down to 0, this ingredient often does not show up on the nutrition facts panel. The result is a drink that can quietly spike insulin enough to interrupt fat burning, especially for people who are insulin resistant or who are aiming for strict autophagy. The loophole is widespread. Tests on popular brands like LMNT, Liquid IV sugar-free, and Perfect Keto Daily Electrolytes have revealed positive results for maltodextrin, even when the label claims otherwise. Unflavored versions tend to be safer, but flavored mixes almost always contain a small amount, usually 50 to 500 milligrams per serving. While this may sound trivial, the rapid absorption and high glycemic nature of maltodextrin can matter during a fast, particularly if you sip throughout the day. If you want to check your electrolyte powder at home, the iodine test is simple. Dissolve a serving in water, add a few drops of iodine tincture, and watch for a purple or black color. That color means starch is present, and your drink could be breaking your fast. For fasting, stick with unflavored, clean label electrolytes, or make your own with sea salt, potassium, and magnesium. Always check for natural flavors, and ask the company if you are unsure. When in doubt, plain water remains the safest bet. Right now, nearly half of US adults battle insulin resistance, a key driver of weight gain and fatigue. Choosing the right drinks keeps that risk in check. No guesswork required. Small, steady choices build metabolic resilience. For your next fast, the answer is just one question away. Thanks for watching.